Welcome back, Making Speed. No Alexander, Charles Cruz, Solomon Longer. Solomon is the tech editor. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh my God, I remembered.
And photographer.
I just asked him. And photographer. Street Trucks Magazine, the only remaining magazine in the. It's one of the only remaining automotive magazines, which is kind of shitty at this point.
Yeah,
but
we need a moment of silence.
I can pour something. You're wearing gloves.
Yeah.
So, Solomon hails from Miami, and it's 30 degrees, so he's freaking out.
Yeah. It was actually really cold when I left Miami. It was like 74 degrees, so we had a little cold front come in.
Do people wear like
You
ski
wear gloves,
jackets?
yeah.
And
It's 74?
Yeah. If it gets under 65, we have to check on the elderly, make sure everybody's okay. We'll stock up on food and water for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't believe the coat stores, they're sold out at 65 degrees, like full on. Everybody's like freaking out, The roads
bad.
are crazy.
There's ice on the roads.
There's-
Water
yeah.
freezes at a different,
In Miami,
in Miami, water freezes in the mid 60s. It's crazy.
It's intense.
I mean, I never thought that would happen. So you're currently, I know you drive coast to coast all over the place to get cool automotive and truck content.
Yeah,
truck
definitely.
content. I
Mostly
guess.
truck content.
Mostly truck content. So.
Yeah.
So you're in St. Louis via Indiana.
Yep. I was in Chicago over the weekend, then
Right.
been making my trek somewhat towards Texas to get to LST by the weekend.
All right. We're not going to hold you up too long. Why did you go to Chicago?
I went to buy back a truck that I sold, and then before I even had a chance to really get the truck, somebody saw that I got the truck and was like, "Hey, man, I want that truck." And then he offered me more money than I paid, and I was like, "Okay, you could have the truck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good trip.
Yeah.
Rental cars are easy to get.
Yeah.
Were you going to drive it to LST?
Yep.
Oh.
Have you seen the truck?
No.
I'll show you a picture.
If you send us...
we'll put it up.
Yeah, if you get us a picture, we'll put it up. We'll
Okay.
integrate it. But if you want to show it to me now, I'll obviously look at it.
Yeah, it's funny looking. It's definitely not like what I would build these days, but for when I built it, it was
You can say what it is.
it's a 2017
We know
Ford F-250 Brodozer.
Brodozer.
I wasn't expecting a Brodozer.
Yeah, it is, and it's super detailed. Like, you guys would really appreciate all the detail. I can show you the build photos later. I mean, I really took that thing and put a lot of hot rod inspiration into it, and yeah, it was fun.
How long did it take you to build it?
I bought the truck September 2nd, and SEMA was like right at the end of October. So
Wow.
yeah.
That was
And
fast.
nothing on this truck was off the shelf. I mean, it was a 2017, and nobody had R&D parts. Everything we had to make, the suspension is all custom sheet metal. I mean, it was definitely a thrash, and it wasn't 100% done then. It really got finished, like 100% finished by like April 2017.
Okay.
But
That
Yeah.
sounds like the typical SEMA build.
Yeah.
That's the way our SEMA
think
builds
it's-
usually are.
yeah,
We're like, we haven't test driven this.
It runs and drives and
Yeah.
things work on it, but
Right.
no test miles yet, really.
yeah.
One year we had everything done like 6 months in advance.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't feel right about that.
No, it's not even a SEMA. You should have taken it apart and put it back together for no reason.
We should have given a we should
Give
have.
ourselves the SEMA crunch.
We didn't have the cost. We didn't have the stress.
Yeah.
We just put it on a truck and it went out to Vegas. So
I don't even count that as a SEMA build.
I
That's
don't-
just a build that went to SEMA.
I wish I hadn't brought it up because I kind of
Yeah,
feel like
it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
never going to happen again. So as Brodozers go, is it a well built? Because SEMA always lashes out with the Brodozers show up, and then people are always like, that
Take a
Brodozer.
picture of,
Look, yeah,
of
they
welds
take-
on the frames, and they're like showing that they don't have drive shafts in them.
So mine never made it to SEMA.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. I had it fully finished,
Uh-huh.
ready to go on a transporter. Transporter calls me. He's not coming. He only called me like the day before. So I'm like scrambling, trying to figure it out.
Right.
Trying to find a trailer, something. And then didn't make it to SEMA.
And you were living in California at the time?
No, I was in Miami.
You were in
so
Miami,
if I was in
okay.
California, I would have just
I was
driven.
going to say, yeah, you
Yeah.
were not that far
It
away.
was 42 hours to get there.
Yeah.
And by the time he told me, SEMA was starting in like 30 hours. So even if I left that second with a trailer, I would have been
You would have never made it.
no. So I ended up debuting the truck. I don't remember the show, but it was like right after SEMA in Florida, and then I took it to like 6 or 7 different shows on the East Coast, and then one of my buddies in Chicago bought it.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So who bought it from you after you bought it from Chicago?
Guy from Montana.
Huh.
Yeah. Somebody, I mean, I have a lot of random people that
That's good.
follow me, and
It
he
works,
liked
right?
it. Yeah. After I built that truck, I was like, I'm never building a big new truck again.
Yeah.
It's not the best or smartest investment.
Uh-huh.
And classic trucks and cars are way smarter to pour your money into.
True.
Definitely. I mean, you could
Sorry.
maybe break even on something classic.
Yeah.
Well, on a
You can
new
get your
vehicle,
parts cost back.
Yeah.
on a new vehicle, not only are you maybe dealing with like a situation where the parts aren't available, but you also have the depreciation that's occurring on that vehicle
Right off the lot.
right
Yeah.
off the lot. Bad,
Yeah.
and it's not even.
And I didn't know because 2015 SEMA, there wasn't a lot of Brodozers. There was a few. And I was friends with the guys, and they sold them for tons of money. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to build one
Right.
and then
Right.
sell it
Sell
for
it.
tons of money.
Yeah,
Everybody thought so too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody built one that year. Like
Right.
there was literally, I'd say 100
In
for
16?
sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 16. And then 17 was just,
Crazy.
yeah. And then 18 and I mean,
But
market.
now,
the Brodozers need to leave.
Yeah.
as we saw last year, there's a new trend, right? OBS trucks.
Yes.
So there was a handful.
I want
of
to
them
see more
there.
of those though.
But
Yeah.
then I think this year at SEMA, there's going to be
A ton of them.
A ton of them.
Yeah.
It's going to be that new transformation out there in the parking lot.
Definitely.
Less
I
and less
can't wait.
Yeah, God, I can't even say it right. Brodozers are going to go away, and we're gonna-
Bodrozers?
Brodozers,
Bro-
Drozers.
But it seems like they're leaving. Also, the main reason why I don't think there's going to be too many of them is the two big wheel companies that all these were in their booth aren't vending at SEMA anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no,
No,
who's
So-
that?
American Force and Specialty Forged.
Because they've all been bought up by a different company, or because they no longer exist?
One doesn't exist. The other one's been bought up, and they said they're not going to spend their money going to SEMA, which sometimes makes sense. You know, if
think
you're a
SEMA
really big company, you
Yeah.
don't really need SEMA. If you're
No.
a newer company, you kind of do.
But once you start doing it, you can't stop doing it, except for maybe I think you can skip a year
Yep.
without
Yeah,
losing.
losing
Yeah,
your space.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's all like a seniority thing.
Right.
I think people get burnt on the whole SEMA thing on kind of every end. Everybody wants to keep going. It's obviously like a great thing to do, but I know on the company end, it's so. I mean, it takes so long to plan just to do it,
And it's
Soon
so
as-
expensive.
And it's expensive. Yeah.
Soon as it's over, a couple of months later.
Plan it again.
So.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. I was on that side a couple of times, like the manufacturer side, and it is stressful. Like trying to get everything to work out perfectly never happens, and then
Ever for anybody on
there's
any level,
there's a
anybody going to
solid
SEMA,
deadline.
yeah,
yeah, it's a solid deadline. You have
Right.
to make it.
right.
But I don't know. I enjoy SEMA. Like it's one of my favorite things to do
Oh yeah,
the entire year. That's what I
Right.
look forward to. I mean, I've got maybe 10 things I look forward to show wise, and that's always fun. I mean, you get to it's like a family reunion. You
Oh,
get to
yeah.
meet
Yeah.
all your friends. You don't see everybody. I mean, I don't see you guys that often. You know, a
Right.
couple times a year.
Sure.
Once in a while, we catch each other.
Yeah.
Right.
In another country in the middle of the
Riyadh.
sand somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's fun. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
We were in Riyadh. You popped out from behind I was like, he's hiding behind a camel. That's
Right.
I'm like we can see your legs,
and he
man.
was dressed
the
in
camels.
the correct attire.
Yeah, the
too,
correct
so-
attire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you're gonna wear
Are you telling everybody?
No.
Gosh.
Again.
later
he's gonna wear it
today. You're
again.
not gonna wear it. And sorry, I might spoiler alert.
It's okay. I've been telling people like literally since I bought it.
I'm sure you're excited.
I
enough
really
where you
want to see
couldn't-
what the Texans are going to look like when they see me in full garb. And I
you
kind of
sure?
look Arabic, like with my beard and stuff.
No, you're
People
good.
like,
Yeah.
except for the blue eyes. Like when we were in Saudi, they all knew I wasn't an
Yeah, but
Arab.
if you put-
but I feel like in America, they're all going to be like, "Let me hide my
Do
children."
you have gold aviators?
Maybe I'll get some.
I think
so.
you should
I mean,
carry
not-
around a can of
any-
oil, like
Can
of
of
oil
oil.
down in Texas. Like that
You're
will
right.
start. You'll
I'll
get
just
in
go
some arguments.
prospecting. That's
if you
what I
have
should
gold
do.
aviators on from a gas station,
That's it. Winning.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know.
I don't know. They wouldn't even know it was you.
Yeah, I was gonna put on. I have like these really nice leather boots I bought last year at LST. I was gonna put them on just so that way, like they're really thrown off, but you might not see it because the garb is like it goes to the floor.
Right.
No, but you
So.
could kick a foot out. Kind of
Yeah.
little boot
Cowboy
shoot.
hat on top might be good.
Cowboy hat on top.
I think you need
Maybe.
one item of Texas flair. I'm not sure what it's going to be. The boots sound like a good.
I'll get a 72-ounce steak. I'll just walk around like eating
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
you
Right?
know? They know that's Texan. Like that's the most Texan thing to do is have like a 72-ounce steak.
got to eat the gristle.
Yeah.
You got to eat the gristle.
Like,
man.
if you don't leave
a
that
belt,
state-
you could put a belt around it with a huge belt buckle too. That's
True.
A little
That
flair.
is true. I could definitely do that.
Turquoise rings.
Turquoise rings. Maybe if I got, what do they call those necklaces?
A bolo.
Bolo. That's what I
Ooh.
need. A turquoise bolo.
Yeah.
That's pretty Texan.
The bolo.
Yeah.
Bolo's it.
And so do you have sandals? Do you have in case the boots don't go forward? Are you gonna do like a sandal
do
kind
the
of thing?
sandals.
I don't know. I only brought the boots and I brought like regular jogging type shoes.
So when they're chasing his ass, he can get out of there.
I don't think they're gonna tase me.
What's Texas gonna think of you?
I don't know. Hopefully I make it home. Like,
I think it's
That would
great.
be nice.
No, it's me.
I swear, there's no bomb under this. Yeah. We'll see. Hey, it's 2020. They can't be racist to your
Right.
face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just on social media.
Yeah.
They'll put up
Keep-
a really
yeah.
racist meme on Facebook.
Keyboard warriors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Last year I was I wore like this whole like really really funny looking get up. It was like jean overalls
Yeah.
and my boots and
Uh-huh.
I was having the most fun. I had this massive straw hat and I grew my beard out and didn't trim it. Now my beard's nice and trimmed so I look normal, but I looked homeless last year.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Like a homeless farmer.
Yeah. Yeah, like a really homeless looking hobo. Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun though. People,
Are you the only one that dressed in costume there, or is it a thing?
I mean, a lot of people were dressed like me. I don't know if that was a costume. You try to acclimate to people. I'm here. I'm freezing, so I'm wearing gloves. I mean, you guys are wearing some really nice Dixon flannel. Maybe I
Yeah.
should have got some. I didn't know the dress code. You could have told me, Charles.
Yeah, this is a thing around here.
Yeah.
You didn't get the memo. We didn't send it out.
These have been
Sorry.
working out well all winter long. I
Yeah.
know they're just lined up in the closet
They're
every
awesome.
morning. I was
Super
wearing
solid.
T-shirts in the winter because we
It's a-
have all these classic Car Studio T-shirts,
This
which
is our
I'm wearing
new
under.
work uniform for us.
This works for us. It's
Nice.
springtime. We're kind of panicking. We're not sure what we're gonna do.
Well, they make board shorts.
Yeah.
You know.
I was gonna cut the sleeves
There you
Yeah.
go.
off, but
Yeah, you should rip them off. Like do like a Hulk Hogan type of thing.
We're gonna be like Steve from Welder Up, like cut our sleeves off. and-
jean shorts. Does he wear jean shorts?
Yeah.
He does.
Mhm.
He's
He's
got
got
a
really pretty eyes too. You guys need to get there. That guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We looked
Pretty
into
I tell him
eyes.
this,
every
yeah.
time I see Steve, I'm like, dude, nicest eyes I've ever seen. I don't know why that just reminded me.
Have you told that to his face?
I've said it to him every time I've seen him. I've seen him like a couple dozen times. I'm like, and he every time I look at him, the
Is he
first
like, "I
thing,
know"?
he's like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You just reminded me about that. Whenever someone says it, I'm like, Steve, damn it, why can't I have those pretty eyes?
It's pretty. Those work boots.
To get attention, I have to dress in weird outfits.
Yeah, I try to blend in, but the wrong way.
So are you driving you have a rental car now?
Yeah.
Did the guy from Montana meet you in Chicago?
No, I left it at my uncle's house. The
Okay.
guy's gonna have some transporter probably pick it up. I don't know. I really wanted to drive it to Texas.
Yeah.
It would have been fun.
Oh yeah.
40-inch tires, like 16 inches wide. Yep,
Yeah.
really loud.
Yeah.
And people they look at you like you're crazy.
Is it a low mile truck still?
It had 2 days ago. It had like 4,100 miles on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. When I sold it, it had 1,700 miles.
So
like
you
the
bought
first
it.
time.
You bought it brand new.
It had like 2 miles on it when I bought it. I had the first one in the state of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah. I mean, like we talked about, it's
I
at least
did-
with
I-
an old vehicle, you're starting off with something that's like cost not yeah, or it was either like really nice and there's a lot of value there and it's not depreciating, or and maybe it was expensive or it cost you $5,000.
Yeah.
and you're building off of
I
that.
did something similar, not as crazy, but I bought a new Silverado a couple years back, and like I didn't bring it home for about a month, and my wife was asking me, "Where is your new truck?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's at the shop," and she knew that was a bad thing.
Yeah, I drove mine straight from the dealership to the shop, took it apart that night, and didn't drive it for like 7 months because I didn't want to drive it
Yeah.
before it was really shown because I was scared. And then I started driving it and then it got sold. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Now I drive like anything. If I have something and it runs, even if it doesn't run well, I'm trying to drive it. Like I don't
Right.
mind breaking down. I've got enough friends that'll come get me.
Right. And the more you break down, the less you're going to break down.
Yeah, you.
Right. I mean,
the
eventually.
more
You
things
might be able to
break,
get
you
that.
just keep fixing.
You're gonna,
That's
we're
one way
gonna
to
work. We're going to
restore.
work through this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the way that that's
Work
how you
in
work the
progress.
kinks out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So is Street Trucks? You said you guys are going to do an OBS builder's guide.
Yeah. So Street Trucks is like the main umbrella,
Right.
and then we have C10 Builders Guide,
Right.
and F100 Builders Guide, and then now for 2020 we're doing an OBS Builders Guide, which is around the 88 to 98 trucks. If you guys don't know that, the GM
Yeah.
trucks. Which is funny they call them OBS trucks because I'm sure you guys are like, why do they call the old body style? I remember
Right.
when they were brand new.
Right.
You know, like my dad had one when I was a kid. Everybody had one. So, but yeah, I guess
old.
CK
We're old.
Builder's Guide didn't sound as cool as OBS Builder's Guide.
Yeah.
When did they start calling them OBS? At what point?
That's been a few years.
Yeah,
now.
it's been a
Probably
little bit, and
3 or
now
4
they,
years.
you know,
Yeah.
OBS, and then they have the NBS, which is the body styles after and
Right.
current.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still silly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like people call them square bodies, also like the previous generation, and GM called those the round body, and we think they're square. GM thought they were round,
Right.
so
Hey,
people just
we've come a long way.
We have.
yeah.
They're square.
But
GMs,
the
they're
OBS
square.
trucks, though, compared to a real square body, 73 to 87s, it's a huge advancement. I mean,
Oh,
just
they're
stock.
so good.
Yeah, they're
We were
great
talking
trucks.
about that a bunch over the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the best stock platform that you can make cool.
Right.
You know, like all you had to do to those was lower it and put a set of wheels on it.
Yeah.
And you're as cool as a guy who spent 50 grand on a C10.
Right.
Exactly.
And it already drives great. The motor's good, suspension's good, interior's comfortable. I mean, it has AC, it has everything you would want in a hot rod, but it's not a hot rod in a bad way. You know, like
Right.
it's actually reliable. Like it'll
Right.
turn on every time.
Sure.
You don't have to like pump the gas 6 times and then
Yeah.
hope it'll work.
Come on.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
smell like gas when you hop out.
No.
And the doors shut good on them, too. Like
They
going
do.
from that square body truck, oh my gosh. The doors are like night and day difference.
GM got their stuff
They
together.
got it together. Yeah.
Definitely. And
Now-
they murdered Ford. Like I'm a Ford guy versus a GM guy.
Right.
And you can't compare how popular the OBS Chevys are to the OBS Fords. I mean, the Lightning is cool, but it's not like a 454 SS cool.
No, it's not.
It took a long time. I mean, if you think about the evolution of pickup trucks, that's kind of like the first one where it was almost a car, kind of in
It's like
terms of
civilized,
Yeah,
yeah, it
in
was like-
terms of
yeah.
the interior and how the doors shut, and they just don't. I mean, prior to that, everything's very like clunky and tinny sounding.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and
stuff
that's
that I
when-
love as well, but
But cars wise, it's probably fairly similar too. I
Yeah.
mean, think about a 67 Mustang and a
Oh, yeah.
97 Mustang.
long
I mean,
way.
I did a whole article on the history of the F100s, and in 1947, like, is when they switched over to, okay, maybe we should make trucks passenger vehicles, not
Right.
just workhorses.
Right.
So they wanted it to be like a car, and people were buying them as their second vehicle.
Sure.
But you're 100% correct. Like, they didn't actually become decent
Yeah.
until the 90s.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's when like Chevy started doing extended cabs too, and it became a family vehicle for some people, like the head farms and things like that. They would actually fit everybody in there and
Yeah.
drive it around. So, and crew cabs. So, because I guess the square bodies were only a crew cab. They didn't have an extended cab.
I don't think so. I think they only had crew.
Right.
Yeah.
So then OBS was the first extended cab,
Yep.
which was a big seller for them. And you still
Yeah.
see those driving around all over the place today.
Everywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, I see them everywhere. That's the coolest part is for now they're still sort of affordable. Most of them are like real work trucks. I mean, every single gardener in my neighborhood had an OBS or still drives an OBS. I mean, I
Yeah.
see OBSs. I even see square bodies still being used as work trucks.
Right.
So they're everywhere. Dime a dozen. I mean, short beds that are not clapped out are bringing decent money.
Yeah.
But nothing like they're going to be. I mean, I guarantee you in 2 years the price are going to be double what they are now.
After your builder's guide comes out, there might
For
be some
sure.
price
That
changes.
damn builder's guide is gonna.
So buy them up, people. Buy up
Quick.
the OBS trucks quick.
Somebody I know just bought one.
Yeah.
He was telling me about it.
Yeah.
Really, it's got a cool body kit somebody threw on there, he said.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Custom body kit.
Yeah.
I do need to get I am going to get the 97 Tahoe, 2-door Tahoe done for the Power Tour. And we're going to take that, drive it on the Power Tour, and then take Tiffany too.
Heck yeah.
So-
If she makes it back in time.
Hey,
Uh,
we're not talking about
Fingers
that.
better be
crossed,
back.
right?
Yeah.
It's got to be back by. If it's not back by then, it's.
What are you going to do?
It's. Oh god, that would suck.
Yeah.
We'll get the
It'll be
picture.
back.
We'll get the picture of the ship where all the containers are arced off the side. They're like, I don't know how they write that. I don't think they do. I think they cut those off. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
We'll
Hopefully,
see.
you know, Lloyd's of London will cut you a check if that happens.
What do we have a value of that thing? Like $4 or $5 billion?
Yeah,
Or we'll build some more.
we'll build
Yeah.
a couple.
I mean, you can maybe build one or two for that type of money these days.
Yeah. Stuff's so expensive to build.
Gosh, with all these tariffs, metal, you know, that thing's all metal. It's a lot of tariffs right there.
Every once in a while we toy with selling. We're like, if we sold it, we could take that money and we could build something else. And then we're like,
we can't sell it.
Yeah.
We have
You
people
also
call
regret
all
it.
the time.
Everybody regrets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no matter who it is, you regret selling cool stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that's a good one to sell. I think we just need to build
Build another
something else.
Or you
yeah.
could sell it to Charles and he could sell it back to you, and you guys should just keep doing that.
one of those deals.
for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. And that way you guys feel good about
We
it.
sold our other square body to our customer because he bugged us forever.
I really like that.
Yeah.
one.
Not our other square body, but our square body.
The silver and red one or maroon.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I-
That thing was so, and I was driving it a lot, and like I know Charles drove it, and like we kind of like we used it, and it was fun, and it was reliable, and we sent it to California. We drove it all over California, did a fun media tour. This guy kept bugging us and bugging us and bugging us, but if someone bugs you enough, and there's some money there, you're like, all right, I'll take your money. But if you sell it again, like I want first right of refusal, so at least we know we can get it
You
back.
should have put a lien on the title.
A lien,
Yeah, that way he can't sell it without you having to sign off. I've done that.
really?
Yeah, I've sold my trucks to friends that swear they'll never sell it. The first friend I sold a truck to sold it without asking me to buy it back first.
Right.
The next friend I sold a truck to, I put a $5,000 lien on it that he has to first come to me. I could sign it off. He doesn't have to actually pay me.
Yeah.
All I have to do is sign it. The title's got a blemish. You can't sell a vehicle with a lien.
No.
Easiest way.
Smart.
Well, we didn't do that, and he brought it. He brought it to his wife's attention that he had purchased this vehicle, and she freaked out.
Ooh.
Yeah, he buys
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, but she did not like that truck.
He needed to
Probably
get her some
because
purse or shoes. It would have evened it out. Works for me.
there was no reciprocity.
It never even left here.
No.
Ooh.
No.
So, and then he sold it to a buddy, and now we'll probably never see it again.
Yeah.
That's all right though.
Yeah, you could build one more.
We could build
or 7
another.
more.
Yeah, it depends if we get that tip.
That was truly a rust-free truck, though. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
hard to find. We found it locally, but
Oh, nice.
we got lucky there. But to go find another one would take some. It would take a little bit.
And
of
they're
work.
bringing a premium. I
Yeah.
mean, especially the round eyes,
Yeah,
you know.
and just the parts bill on the thing was crazy.
it was.
Just 'cause, I don't know.
It
A lot of
was
that
gorgeous.
stuff. A lot of that stuff was donated. And
Yeah. It'd be
So
hard
I
to
remember seeing a
reproduce it.
bunch of videos. You had it on Jay Leno's Garage, right?
No.
No.
Where did I
It was
see
on
it?
Hoonigan.
Hoonigan.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
on
I remember
Hoonigan.
seeing it on one of them that I watched. And
yeah, we did the indoor burnout because you couldn't do the outdoor burnout because there was a preschool next. You know the
yeah,
that
it was
deal.
right when they were getting in too much trouble.
The preschool is right there.
Yeah.
I mean you can hear kids like wee.
The only issue is with that is we
squeaking,
didn't know Ken Block was in the building doing an interview on the other side of the wall, and we smoked out his interview.
Yeah,
Hey, he would have done the same to you.
yeah. It's not that big of a building when because you've got like. Yeah, they've got the little garage on one end. They've got the little back part where they store and stuff. There's like T-shirts in the middle, and then there's kind of like the place where you could walk in, and it was full of smoke. But they're
Hey,
like, "Stop,
was
stop,
good.
stop!"
That's what Hoonigan is, right?
I was afraid I was going to hit the garage. I mean, it's not the safest place to do a burnout. Their back lot,
Gosh,
shit
what you
flying
doing?
around. I don't know. I got sticky fingers, or not sticky enough fingers.
Need gloves?
Slippery.
Donut fingers.
Show everybody those.
Man.
You're ready. Where did he? Oh, they
I
say
got him at the
Chicago.
airport.
Chicago,
yeah,
yeah.
look, boom.
I mean, they're kind of.
As soon as I got off
Nice.
the plane, I was so cold. I was not ready. It was like negative temperature. I don't know why people live in negative temperature. Like, why do you do that to yourself every day?
The summer is that much better.
I doubt it.
We drove up there last Thursday to the register shop to pick up a chassis, and it was like we knew it was a bad day to go, but we had no other day that we could do it. So we hopped in the truck 5 a.m., drove up there, truck and trailer to pick up this chassis, and it was snowing a little bit here. Well, as we went that north,
was
north,
really
it
snowing.
was like 6 inches of
Yeah,
snow.
I got
and
there
ice.
Friday.
Oh man, it was and it was cold.
Whether it's 30 or 0, I don't really. It's like they're. Yeah, to me, it's the same. It just doesn't. Maybe even 40 or 0. It's just like if it's not 70,
It sucks.
it kind of
Well, you guys should move this whole operation down my way. It's pretty much 70.
all the time.
Always. And then the summer, you just stick around in the AC.
I like the desert too. I could go
The
out
desert's
there.
cool.
Yeah. Phoenix is really pretty. That's why everybody's moving. It's either you're moving to Miami or you're moving to Phoenix, it seems like. Like
Yeah.
if you're trying to get away from the cold. It's
Right.
like you split one or the other.
How long have you been in Miami for?
21 years.
Oh, yeah?
I moved when I was a little kid. I'm
Okay.
26 now. So.
Okay.
Oh, you're a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is, man.
We're so old.
Yeah, what are you guys, like 30?
No,
32?
Noah just had a big birthday.
I appreciate it though. Thanks. I take 30. I don't know.
You don't know how old you are?
No, I'm not sure. I'm 40.
Okay.
I'm 43.
What cool car came out the year you were born?
In 1980.
Yeah.
Not much.
Stingray? I don't know.
It's
IROC?
like- no.
Where's your mullet?
What is 80? I don't have a lot. There's.
Trans Am, maybe. Is there anything?
That was the last. I think they had an
I don't
80
want
or
any.
81.
There's nothing in.
Hey, it's even
1980
worse for me. I was in
I've
76.
ever-
What the hell?
Where
was
do you
in-
cut it off? Like, what's your year? Like, I have a year that I cut off. I won't buy a vehicle after a certain year. What's yours?
After a certain year?
Yeah. Like,
Is there
I
a
won't.
window? I mean, you're like. Are you,
I'm
are
saying,
you-
like, anything. For me, I don't think there's anything
anything
cool
from
after
what?
76.
Oh, after.
Yeah. Like, 76 and newer. I'm talking about, like, for cool hot rod stuff. Like, I feel like
Oh.
anything newer than 76 isn't that cool. Maybe except the OBS. But,
Yeah.
like 76, especially, like, 76 to the 90s.
Right.
Like, all the gas stuff was
Yeah.
There's
horrible.
nothing. No, I don't. Although a lot of that stuff's becoming.
I'm more like 72, I think. I don't even know if I go past that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hear-
my cutoff's kind of like the emissions.
Right.
When all the emission stuff got late, because then that's why a lot of those 80s. Well, in the 80s, it's like you had all the digital crap they were trying to do.
The
which-
huge bumpers that they started putting on for
the safety stuff, the digital stuff, no horsepower.
None.
Like
Right.
200 and something horsepower. People are like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was that was top of the
The
line.
Corvette and the Grand National were like the same power. One was a V6, one was a V8.
Right.
Same power. Crazy.
There's not
There
that
are some
much.
weird vehicles, though, in there, like Cyclone trucks and Typhoons.
Yeah.
Even Fox Body Mustangs are pretty cool.
Gen 3 Camaros are coming around.
Yeah, there is some stuff mixed in there, but there was like a dead space for quite a
But
while.
I feel like those are only cool because like
There's
there was
nothing
nothing
else.
they're like
Yeah.
no, but they're like nostalgic cool in like we're making fun of it way. Like
Yeah.
nobody really believes a Gen 3 Camaro is cooler than a first or second gen.
Yes,
But
they do.
No.
Somebody does.
No.
People do.
Only
I
if they,
don't.
Maybe if they like Coors or like Bush,
trailer parks.
maybe
There's a lot
then
of
they really believe it's cool. But nobody actually thinks it's cooler than
Nobody,
first or second.
nobody
gen.
that you respect personally. Is that what you're trying to
Definitely.
say? All right,
I mean, there's some cool ones like the Detroit Speed, that blue one they
Yeah.
built. I
Yeah.
mean, that's,
Oh, that's cool.
but you can't compare that to a real one.
No.
You
No.
know, like that's a Detroit Speed built one. You know, like if you guys built one, I bet it would be really cool. But I don't know.
We were talking about building a Fox Body, just
Just
to
to
kind of
do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
take it like do our twist on it.
Do it.
It would be
Why not?
crazy.
Would you like that?
I would.
You would?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Just make sure to put a Ford in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then-
we would.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
That's the only caveat.
It'll be interesting what the the values on that or what's really. I mean, it seems like a lot of the generation from the '80s, they're more split between European stuff as well.
Yeah.
But even the European stuff in that era was kind of weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well built, but not. There's no horsepower high.
No.
notes
Well, the
in there.
Americans weren't pushing them to do anything.
No.
You know?
The Japanese cars were cool though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Japanese cars.
Japanese were where it's at
Yeah.
for the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Like the
For
the
sure.
Z, when the newer Zs came out, twin
Yeah.
turbo.
Supras.
Yeah, Supras.
And even their trucks, like their little tiny trucks.
Yeah.
So cool.
Even the 3000 GTs.
Yeah,
were
they came
pretty-
twin
yeah,
turbo.
right.
They had like all-wheel drive systems. They were just super heavy. That's why those aren't like one of their legacy vehicles.
Right.
I like the 3000 GT.
I like it too.
What
Yeah.
about the all-wheel steering Prelude? Do you remember that?
That's
do you,
the stuff
Do you
that's
even know
gonna-
about that?
No.
Really?
Tell me, please.
There was
Super. Is it? Yeah. What They did that in a couple different models, didn't they?
I think just the. I only know of the Prelude, but it had all-wheel steering
Nice.
from the factory.
Like full-on steering, or
Yeah.
like it just moves a tiny bit.
I mean, it's
A tiny
bit.
enough to call it all-wheel
All-wheel
steering.
steering,
They
yeah.
knew
Okay.
kind of you have to make it move this much, and that's how much they put in it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it on purpose, or like the back end was just so wobbly that
No,
it
it was
really
on
has
purpose.
Okay.
It was really,
All-wheel
yeah.
You never
was
know.
it the boxy one that had the all-wheel steering?
Yeah. I believe so.
They're good car. I mean, I don't. American cars were kind of plateauing there because they
Yeah.
were like, well, we have no horsepower, and And then the Japanese stuff
That-
is
and
actually that's what I drove when I was growing up, and without any issue ever.
They're great. They build their cars to last. It seems like for a long time, America was building their cars to last the life of your lease, and
Yeah.
they were just building cars to last,
Right.
you know. And I don't know. I tell anybody who just wants a daily driver, like a point A to point B, just buy a Toyota or a Lexus or one of those. Like any type of Japanese car, like for a daily driver, you're not getting a better car
No.
unless you get a Crown Vic. Like a used
Crown
cop car,
Vic.
that
The
will
best.
you can't
Yeah.
kill that car. You can't, no matter what you do.
And they're pretty plush. Like to
Yeah.
drive around, they
It's a
ride
cloud.
awesome. Yeah.
That's like the best American car, for
Crown-
sure,
that's-
for like the last 10 years.
So you do have one you like?
I've got like 9 of those.
Oh,
You have 9 of those.
Oh yeah, because I turn them into F100s. It's the same wheelbase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're cheap, that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yeah. If you're not cheap, then you probably are spending tons more money. But like I've done a full frame swap on an F100 for like $4,000 and drive it
Which body style F100? What year?
1961, like a unibody, literally full frame swap. We kept the floor, the firewall, everything, just full swapped it. It's my best friend's. He's been driving it every day for 4 years. He got like $4,000 in it total.
It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, everything, and like half that money was for like a Dakota Dash.
Yeah.
Now you've got
Yeah.
money left over for that dash you want. You
Yeah.
see? Aren't you glad you listened to me?
Yep.
That's awesome.
But they're so good. That's about it. Yeah, American stuff for some reason in the 2000s they really were just not caring.
there's nothing that has my. I mean, I don't know.
They built good motors.
Yeah.
The LSs are good. The
LS,
Coyotes are
yeah.
good. Even the 4.6. I mean, the 4.6 is a slow motor that was in the Crown Vics, but
Right.
it's a workhorse. Like,
Yeah.
literally, million miles on some of these taxis.
It's
Is
not
what-
bad.
It's not bad.
So you do love stuff after 76.
I'm saying
Or
I don't
parts
think
of
it's,
stuff.
I don't think it's
Parts.
hot rods. Like it's
Yeah.
not cool. Like
No,
some people
no, no.
pretend like it's cool. Like no, it's not cool. You just can't afford something that's really cool. So you're saying this is cool.
We get a lot of that.
Yeah.
I try not to insult people when I talk to them. You can't even tell if someone calls something a classic car, you can't even be like, well, we work on.
We work on specialty vehicles.
Because
Kind
a lot of times
yeah.
we'll be like, oh, we don't work on anything that new. Like, but this is a classic car.
Yeah.
We
it's
just
a-
don't- you
it's
know,
an
it's
87
usually-
Marauder.
We don't
Yeah.
have a lot of experience in working on it, or we did along,
Yeah.
there was experience and not a lot of part support, but we do find, we get
We
a lot
have
of
gotten
calls,
some weird calls lately about people wanting to do LS swaps and Kias and Hyundais.
Really?
Yes.
random stuff.
That'd be
It's a thing.
interesting.
There's actually kits
Interesting.
for it. People
Yeah.
are doing that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are.
I've
they
seen
are.
a turbo diesel swapped Prius blowing black smoke
Yes.
everywhere.
That
That
thing's
was
cool.
awesome.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in person, but I have seen a video of that thing.
Yeah, but I don't know.
No.
I think the rest of the Prius isn't that great. I mean, I guess you have a turbo diesel in there, but it's all plastic. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just leave me on my old F100s. I'll be happy.
So I saw you were bringing a vehicle. Was it from South America?
Yeah, Argentina.
Argentina. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? Tell us what that is.
So I'll drop a backstory on me because it'll make this make a little more sense. So I got into the automotive stuff like 10, 12 years ago, and I really had a fascination with the Ford unibodies. I went to a buddy's shop to take pictures once, and he had one parked outside, and I couldn't believe the cab and the bed were one piece. I thought it was custom, and then he's like, no, that's how it came from the factory. So I bought that truck from him, and then I just fell in love with the unibodies. So I started I was on Instagram trying to find pictures of unibodies so I know what's cool, what I could do to them. And there wasn't anything. So I started an Instagram account called Unibody Union, just like to post pictures of them.
Yeah.
And literally within a few months, I met this guy named Adrian, who's from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And he had this crazy unibody, but it was like a truck, Suburban Tahoe type thing. Like it had a full roof. And I started researching it. And in South America, Ford did that. They called them like camionetones or something.
Uh-huh.
And they got all the tooling after America was done with it. They got all the tooling for their Ford plant in Argentina, and they just did wild stuff. So like they used it for ambulances, they used it for military, and it's a unibody truck, but it's got a full roof.
Yeah.
So that was like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. So we became friends. We became friends on Facebook, And I told him, if you ever want to sell it, please just let me know. Like, I've never seen one.
Right.
And his father bought it brand new
No way.
in 63.
Yeah.
And he's painted it over the years.
Right.
And it's been in the family the whole time. So he messaged me, like, in July, maybe. And he's like, hey, man, I'm thinking about selling the... No, it was earlier. May or June. I'm thinking about selling the truck. You told me to ask you first if you want it. So I'm like, I appreciate it. How much do you want? So he told me in like 650,000 their dollars, which translated to like 16,000 American, which was probably a good deal on it, but I didn't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I appreciate it, but let me look into transporting. I looked at the transporting, and that was like $8,000 to bring it to America.
Wow.
So I'm like, I definitely can't afford that. So he posted it for sale locally, and like 2 weeks later, he messaged me like, hey, man, I don't know if you saw, but our dollar fell. Maybe it's still worth it for you. And he dropped the price to like 500,000 their dollars. So then it was like total with shipping, it would have been like 22,000. I still couldn't afford it. I had like 10 grand I could spend. 3 months later, he messages me again. Hey, man, our dollar really, really, really fell. And I'm like, okay, I do the translation. And now the 500,000 that he wanted was like 6 grand, 7 grand American.
Right.
I'm like, I could do that. So I forgot how much transporting was. So I sent him the money. And then I'm like, oh, wait, transporting. So I'm like, okay, I don't have enough money to transport it. But the transport guy is like, well, we only need half the money now. When it gets to America, you pay us the other half. I'm like, cool. I have that much.
I'll find
Figure
that.
it out. So I started the process of importing it, which is the worst thing.
Not easy.
Oh
No.
my gosh. It's a country that's in civil war with itself right now. So like the government is one part, and then the port is who's in like their civil
Oh,
war.
really?
Yeah. So like they're not working with each other.
Right.
All the paperwork, everything, like it's been a mission. They finally sorted their own stuff out. That's why the dollar fell, is because they were in a civil war.
Right.
They finally sorted all their stuff out, and it got on a boat like 4 weeks ago, and it's going to be March 1st in the port of Miami. I'm so excited. I've never spent that much yet on like a project.
Right.
I hope that it's
Good. Yeah.
good. I don't know. In the pictures,
Yeah.
I could see it's rusty.
Yeah.
He says it runs and drives. He sent me videos of it running. It
Right.
doesn't sound healthy. I'm in it for like 16 grand now.
Right.
I didn't have that money. It is what it is. I mean, I sold like 2 trucks to buy that one.
Right.
I buy a lot of trucks, but I buy like a lot of $1,000 trucks. Like I've never
Yeah.
bought that. Like my nicest truck I bought, I spent like 10 on, but I never spend that usually. So it'll be interesting. But a lot of my friends that buy and sell, I ask them what they think it's worth, even in the condition it's in when it gets here. And they're like, it'll be the only one ever in North America. It'll be worth at least 20 grand. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the one that I go all the way with. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if it takes me 10 years to build it.
Right.
It's super cool. And then the guy had to be super nice and be like, well, my brother also has one of these if you want to buy it. And I'm like, I can't afford it. He wants way less money for that one. So if you guys want one, I could put you in touch. But it's a mission to
Man,
get.
that
It
sounds-
is so
It's
cool
really
looking.
cool though.
So how long did it take you to get it out of the country?
So I paid for it in like September, and I started the process to get it here in September,
Yeah.
and it just got on a boat 4 weeks ago. So
That's not that.
It's not horrible.
that-
it's not horrible, but like for a while there, the transporters, like the
Yeah.
exporters, were like, we need to give you your money back. There's no way you're going to get this out of the country. They literally told me that. And the guy's like, I spent your money, so you're not getting your money back, but I'll take the truck back if you want. So I'm like, yeah, that's how that works. Like, you could keep the truck and the money I sent you. See, now it's getting nice and toasty in here.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's because you're getting mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Take off
can't
the
wait.
gloves.
I can't wait to get it. I hope it gets here March 1st. I don't know how long the process is going to be for me to get it from, like, once it gets to the port. I don't think it'll be too difficult. I've imported Mercury truck from Canada, and that was really easy.
Right.
Are you guys familiar with those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are cool.
That was a fairly simple process. Getting it titled wasn't that hard.
Right.
But
Get an IDOD kind of deal. And
yeah, I mean, they gave me all the paperwork from the border. Just
Yeah.
went to the local DMV. They had to do a, inspection, make sure that it wasn't a pile, but it was a total pile. They still gave me a title, so
Right.
it worked out.
You gave him some money?
No,
No. No
not
tax
really.
money?
Nope, nothing under the table.
No. But you paid.
Oh yeah, but it worked out. I mean, now
They got their tax money and
yeah. I was
You got a
worried though
title.
because I was like, I wasn't sure what the inspection was like because it was like a rusty, not running project truck.
right.
And I was like, maybe they want like a finished vehicle before they give you a title, but I don't want to spend any money
No.
if I can't get a title.
So did they do like a title only thing, or do you get a plate and everything?
I could have
it
got
all.
everything.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I just wanted a title, so I had a U.S. title for the truck, and I ended up selling it to pay for this truck.
Yeah.
So when I sold that truck, I had the rest of the money to pay for this truck from Argentina because I thought it was way cooler. Like Mercury trucks are cool, but I could find Mercury trucks sort of easier. I mean, it's North America, so I could just go to Canada.
Right.
Argentina is like, it's a whole different thing. Like Argentina and Brazil have the craziest Ford and Chevy trucks, like ones that they never had in America. And they had them for years that we didn't. Like the 67 to 72 F100 and F250,
Right.
they consider it, they're 73 to 93. Like that's how long they were making it. They have
Wow.
square headlight ones. Like,
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah.
because they had the tooling, so they're just going
Right.
to keep it
Kept
alive.
going.
keep it going.
Yeah.
Volkswagen was that way too.
Oh, yeah.
I think they still make those Volkswagens in Mexico. Like,
I think they just stopped a few
oh, they
years
just
ago.
stopped.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
they
But
were making it
They
forever.
were making
Yeah.
until
I don't think you can get vehicles out of Mexico though. Very easy. I think it's a big
No.
problem.
No,
don't know.
I think you can.
Oh, you
'Cause they-
can?
remember, you guys know River City Rods?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
they built at SEMA 2 years ago. They built the Mexican B100. It was at the
Oh,
Energy
yeah.
suspension booth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was-
Those are easy to get because that's like the same thing that I got from Argentina, but that's like a 70s dent side model
Right.
Yeah.
that they had only in Mexico. And those people are bringing them through El Paso all the time and getting American titles.
Huh. Didn't know that.
I think as long as you don't have anything like that other stuff that gets exported
Right.
from Mexico
Yeah.
in
Nobody
the vehicle,
wants that other stuff.
No.
Yeah.
people want it, but
Yeah.
not people
No.
we hang out
Not
with.
the people at the
You don't
border.
wanna-
Yeah.
So your plans are to keep this truck.
Yes. My rendering is getting done for it now. I want to go like super custom
Yeah.
and just make it really fun. And I'm having a kid, so I want more space, so it'll have like a second row seats.
Right.
It'll be really cool.
So
I
you're
hope.
having a kid, huh? Congratulations. That's,
Thanks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When is your baby
End
due?
of March.
March.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You'll have 2-on-1 defense. It'll be good.
yeah, I think. I mean, my wife will probably be on the kid's side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But she's on the dog side. I have 2 dogs now, and she's
Oh,
always
yeah.
on their side. Yeah, I can't do anything to them.
So it's gonna be 4-on-1.
Probably. Eh.
You'll unite around teaming up in that kid eventually
Yeah.
once he gets opinions. When's your baby due?
March 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're there.
Round
pretty
the corner.
close.
You're gonna stop traveling shortly. You have a travel.
I got to
ban?
double up. That's where I make my monies when I travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she understands, and she's
Yeah.
super awesome. Trying to find a photo to show you this truck.
Oh man.
Isn't that cool?
You could slide through. So that's like super cool to me. So it's like the King Unibody. Like you can't get anything cooler
Here's
than
the
that.
running video. We'll get Tim some pictures of this so it can get tossed in.
Yeah, for sure.
everybody. Wow.
I just thought it was the coolest thing since sliced bread when I saw it, and I couldn't believe that I could actually own it. So
Right.
now I've still got to figure out. I've got way too many projects going at once.
Right.
So this one might not even get anywhere. Like if it actually runs, I'll probably not work on it forever.
So
Because
is
it
this
works.
the only one in the United States that you
It
know
will
of?
be.
It will be.
It will be the only one.
Okay.
They made like 200 of them. Period.
Oh, so they're extremely rare.
Super rare to begin with.
Oh.
And he told me in Argentina they're super rare. Like
Really?
yeah, he's like nobody got them. They were just
I was picturing something they made a lot of and just no one had brought one over. Or
no.
up.
So there's like none of them. He happens to have another one. So like I have pictures of the other one that he has, but mine's prettier.
Yeah.
The other one's much more beat up, and mine has like unibody taillights. It has 2 barn doors in the back. The other one he has like Galaxy taillights for some reason, and
Huh.
one single door, and it looks really strange. And he wanted like half the amount of money for that one, but it looks really weird. I'm sure if I brought it here, somebody would buy it from me.
Right.
But I just don't have that.
So were they all fleet Was it always like an ambulance, flower truck, a hearse, kind of like
Something like that.
whatever delivery type, but
Yeah.
not really a full because it has windows all the way down this. Wait,
Well, they're bolt-in windows too.
Yeah.
Like aluminum framed like camper windows.
Yeah.
See that?
I don't know if it was like a panel truck that they put
Yeah.
the windows. I don't really know.
So do you think another company did this type of work to like a panel truck? Do you think that's how these trucks were built, or could you buy them
Maybe
like
he
this from
said
the
his
factory?
dad bought it from the Ford dealership.
Right.
So I don't know if that meant from the factory or the dealer, because a lot of dealers back in the 60s
Had,
and
like,
70s,
converted
Yeah, doing a lot of
vehicles.
conversion
yeah,
work.
even in America, like you
Right.
can get all types of cool stuff from a dealer that wasn't factory.
That's what that would, I don't know. That's usually the case if it's like super low production like that. Like they bought them as panel vehicles and then they put in
Probably.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm excited
Yeah, I'm
to
excited too.
do something with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring it here.
Power
do that.
tour's coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Are you going to ride with us on the power tour?
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
sort of a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna
It'll
get
be fun.
We're gonna get our Tiffany back.
We're going to have a big
Hopefully.
party here on Wednesday night.
Yep.
I hear there's going to be fun brew and
There's
all
gonna,
types of
yeah,
stuff.
our Naked Spirits bar here is going to be open, and the whole shop will be open, so everybody can come in and tour the place.
Heck
So
yeah.
it's going to be pretty good, I think. Normally there's a couple thousand people that stop, and say-
Anyway.
yeah. So if we can get a few of those people to come over, it should be a good time.
Well, I love your location, like where you're at. Like it's industrial, but you're right next to everything.
We're
Yeah.
really easy
I
to
stayed,
get to.
Yeah, I stayed right there at the Marriott last night. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a block away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then boom, industrial park. It's
Here
like
we are.
It's right here.
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
like a little hidden. It might not remain an industrial park forever, but we'll see. There's a lot of people back here that own the buildings, and so I bet Brentwood would like to turn it into like condos, and we'll see though.
Yeah.
It's everybody's.
You get grandfathered in, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's been it's a great location. So no good test drive space. That's our only complaint.
Right.
Gotcha.
There's
Can't-
a lot of traffic
A
around
lot of
here.
traffic.
Okay.
Can't
gotta-
get it out and rip it real hard.
Got like a little sweet spot of a few hours that we can
Yeah.
get out on the highway and drive. Other than that, you're sitting in traffic.
Yeah. So
But we are close to the airport. We're close to downtown. It works well for out of town customers coming in here.
yeah, we get a lot of people doing road trips in the summer. They're just coming through there's like the I-55, 44, 64 kind of interchange downtown where they all merge and you can choose a route, but people realize they're close to us. So we got a
Yeah.
lot of people, families just kind of like piling in the side door, coming to check us out. And we're like, come on
Nice.
in. Are you guys open today? Can I come by? We got a showroom.
Nice.
So it works out well.
It's been people really from all over the world too.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
It's very cool.
We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
I really like your setup. Like what we were talking about, like the aesthetics of the shop is just so cool. Like in the metal room, you guys have those fixtures that you made over the lights, like bead
Yeah.
rolled cool
Right,
panels.
yeah.
Right.
That I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like most shops, they just are trying to, I don't know,
It's
get
about
work.
it looks like a
but it doesn't look
manufacturing
cool.
facility. Where
Yeah.
ours looks it's a custom hot rod shop.
Yeah, you have
it's
pictures
cool.
of your builds up, and
Right.
it just looks cool.
Tim was on a decorating kick too.
Yeah.
He's been
Yeah.
helping us out there with all his good picks.
the interior girl has the coolest toolbox I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Molly is super talented. She's now starting to draw up some stuff here and there for us. And her artistic abilities are out of this world.
So Brockmeyer's got something coming, huh?
I don't know. Eric's like got his
Eric's pretty
place.
awesome,
yeah.
yeah.
Eric does phenomenal work, as
But-
you know.
Yeah, it's been helpful. Like, people want to do like, oh, I wasn't planning on doing the trunk or whatever, and she'll draw up a quick
Little sketch.
Panel it
yeah,
out.
or
Yeah.
maybe just a single component, But yeah, Eric's awesome because he actually draws stuff that you can build.
Yeah.
And he knows the vehicles and he understands the vehicles.
Right.
So yeah, he's a lot of those renderings, they're all good until you start building a certain part and you're like, wait a second,
I can't make this.
no, this can't connect to that. I mean, it could if I built.
Well, it's cool too. Like when I'll call Eric and I'll tell him about a new project and I'll give him like a list of 15 design elements and things that we want to incorporate. And next thing you know, he sends something my way. I'm like, okay. All I did was give him notes and maybe a sketch or two of certain things, and it's like exactly what I was thinking. So we're on the same wavelength and page now, and that's hard to replace.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
does such good work. I've
Oh,
never
that's
worked with
awesome.
him. When I started, I worked with a different rendering design guy, and the two of them are really good friends. And my guy's the same way. Like I'll just tell him a few things, and boom, he reads my mind. I always tell him.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like
Yeah.
rendering for me it's like you build a house, you need blueprints. How you
Right.
not gonna have blueprints?
So many people in this industry do that, and then there's always these people that are it's like the builders mad at the guy that was having the car, the truck built, because there's this huge disconnect. It creates if you don't have something like that, it's like an instant communication problem.
Yeah.
that's going to really be a bad thing at the end because nobody knows what they're getting. But if the rendering's good and they okay it and they like all the colors and the design work, then you're
build
already
it.
building
It's
what they
blueprints.
like. So
Yeah.
there's no mystery because we get a lot of people like, oh, they went in this direction, did this, and I wasn't really thinking that was going to happen. But got to have a blueprint.
Yeah,
So,
definitely need
Yeah.
it. It's super important.
a lot more people doing renderings now in builds, which is good. So.
It is good, and I think a lot of it is for exposure for the builder too.
True.
Because you're putting out some renderings ahead of time. People know what's coming, and like now with people being very strategic with where they're going to debut the vehicle, that kind of at least gives people an idea of what it's going to look like when it does show up to the show. So it builds like that anticipation,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is cool.
It is. I really enjoy it, and I could from the magazine side, we could start following a build from the rendering, knowing, hey, this is something that we're going to want to feature.
Right.
So it makes it even easier instead of waiting. Oh, the vehicle just came out now. Well,
What's it going to look like? I don't
before
know.
now, it
Yeah.
was like me and 5 other magazines were always competing who's going to get the exclusive.
Right.
Now it's not that difficult.
Right.
But it was for a while. It was like, oh, I need to have my hook. Oh,
Yeah.
anybody from any vehicle this shop does, they're going to go to us because we work with them all the time. And it kind of was like that for a
Yeah.
while. So that's why I liked renderings, because then I could be like, oh, I need to message this guy right now. Like, he's going
Right
to build
now.
it in
Yeah.
2 years. But
Yeah.
I'll tell him right now.
Yeah.
You want to get signed up. Yeah.
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 But it's
All right.
cool.
Well, I think we're about out of time.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for coming
Gosh,
in.
that was way too quick. Just flew
It's
by.
been 3 hours. But
3 hours.
You had your gloves on. We were talking away.
Wow.
Nah.
What was in that water you gave me?
Vodka. It's all. Yeah.
It's vodka
We make
here,
that
yeah.
right next door, and the Naked Spirits distillery.
Pretty smooth, isn't it?
Oh, so smooth.
Yeah. That's the
Cool.
deal. You want it to be so smooth you don't even know you're drinking vodka. Signing out. Make it speed. No Alexander Charles Cruz.
Solomon Lunger. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Solomon Lunger.
Yeah.
3 O's in Solomon.
3 O's.
Yeah.
3 O's. All right. Well,
That's
thanks
it.
again for coming to see us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Really awesome to
Glad
be
you,
here.
glad you're coming through from good old Indiana.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.